Hey there.
What are you doing up here?
It is the student training the trainer. This is all backwards.
Well, we're going to go out and whole lot of ones here and play around a little bit. Weather's cold. It's about 40 degrees, so chance of ice up there, but we're not going real high.
Yeah, and this Southern California boy is not used to it.
No, that's for darn sure. So we'll have some fun. Then we're going to go have lunch down at Tacoma Narrows.
That'll be worth it.
Absolutely. I'm Eric Reese. I sell real estate for a living, but I fly and instruct in the Aerostar for fun. Join us on our travel and training adventures in the world's fastest light piston twin. And I'll leave that open for a bit. So we start over here with the battery. Battery's going to come on. We've already done the pre-flight stuff. Nav lights are on. Beacon will come on. And over here we'll go on with fuel. Cross feed, and I have very quiet pumps so you can't hear them. Back to on. Boost pumps are off. We got 3 green lights. We got gear up test light, gears down, mags are off. Center breakers are in. Props on manual. Props full forward, throttle's closed. Mixtures at idle cutoff. Come on down here. Elevator trim is on. I can test that. So that is working. Turn it off. It stops. That's good. And we'll bring that on up right here to take off for now. On down. Pressurization is set to 2,000 feet. That's where I want it. Bleed air's on. We're in the normal dump mode. And the door seal is deflated. Back up here. Mags are off. Boost pumps off. Fuel on. Crossfeed on. And left and right bus won't do anything because we are not producing anything out of the alternators. And we'll go check the voltage. Shows about 24. The hydraulic valve is open. Blowers off. Heater vents are open. These breakers are all in. Aux hydraulic is off. And we can test the fire lights up here. They are lit. And turn them off. No horn until you have the audio avionics on.
Got it.
And then that'll work. So I'm going to bring these down to RPM. And then the fuel, aux fuel is on off. Test the lights, 1, 2, 3, and this should show full.
It does indeed say full.
All right. And then while I'm thinking about that, I'm going to come down here and we're going to go ahead and hit test enter, go to full since we topped everything off, 210 gallons. And I'll let go and then double check and make sure I'm showing 210, which it is. Back up here, test all the annunciator lights and they are all lit. Door seals and electric. Radio master is off and the autopilot master is off. That's actually reversed from what I just said. Come down over here. I just make sure that these 2 switches are up so that I'm configured in the right way for the avionics. And come across and down, and then last thing over here, we'll set the altitude alerter to the 3024 altimeter. Boom, done. And then I can go back over to initial altitude's 2,000 feet. It's already set. All right, now we're ready for start. Yeah, everything's good. Okay, so starting engine, I have this nailed down, but basically what it's saying is open the throttles about 1 inch for the prime. Props forward, mixers forward, fuel selectors on, they're already on, boost pumps on high. And I'll prime on a cold day like this for about 5 seconds. And then I'll run the throttles back down to the start position and start. And then after start, I'm looking for oil pressure. And then I'll turn the boost pumps to low and check them, and then turn the boost pumps back to off and check them. That way I've checked the high pump, the low pump, and the engine-driven pump.
Got it.
And then in this process also, we're going to double check to make sure when the right engine starts up that our hydraulic pressure comes up, and also the right pressure pump pressure comes up as well, and the little red pip goes out. So for the prime, I'm going to run both throttles up to about 1 inch open. Go ahead and turn the boost pump on. We got pressure. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5. Come back on the throttle, and there's a little bit of slop here, but once that slop stops, I'll open it up about 1/8 of an inch and clear right. Nice, good, easy start. Oil pressure's coming up. don't have to touch the throttles, and the RPM will come up just naturally as everything starts firing. We do have pressure pump pressure now, and the right side little pip is out, so we know that one's working. We also know that the hydraulic pressure, or the hydraulic pump on the right engine is working because it's now come up about 400 pounds, so that's all good. And we tested the electric one yesterday. All right, so go to pump to low, we've still got pressure. Go to pump off, still have appropriate pressure. So that's all good. And last thing up here, as you kind of flow through this, go in this direction, is you have the right alternator light is out.
All right, flight controls, watch your knees. All right, that one's up. All the way back. That one's up, all the way forward. Rudders are free. No direct connection to the steering, so they're nice and free. Okay, doors locked for in the green. We've already checked that. Do it again. That's good. Pressurization and bleed air check again. Yep. Door seal inflate. Click on inflate. There's a little light that comes on. That's good. Flight director is on and on heading. It is. Flight director V-bars are up 9 degrees. They are. Trim safe for takeoff. It is. Mixture is rich. Prop set and forward. Prop sync is on manual. Fuel is on. Wing flaps set for takeoff, so we'll set them at 20. Hydraulic pressure check, it's good. Hydraulic is armed, that's another check. There's checked 3 times. That's kind of what I call a kill switch, that if you don't have it on and the wrong things happen, it'll kill you. Annunciator panel is all out. Gyros cross check, so we've got 165 on the heading on that one, about the same on that one, 170 or 169, and about 160 on that, so they're all within my tolerance. 430W, waypoint number 1 is active. I see it active here and on the TAWS, and if I switch back over to the flight plan, it's active there. Okay, run up, mixtures rich, props forward, throttle 1300. Something close to that, doesn't have to be exact. This is just a feather check. 300 RPM drop. I only need to do it really once, but I'll do it twice. And I do them both at the same time because they come back. I want to see if they come back evenly. Engine instruments check. They're good. Oil temps up, cylinder head temps up. Oil pressure is good. Fuel pressure is good. And we're going to check the load balance and the alternator. Both loads are balanced okay, and the voltages where it's supposed to be. And you can do this 1 at a time or 2 at a time. For me, I'm going to do it 2 at a time. I'm going to go on up to, mixtures are going to go rich now. I'm going to go on up to 2100 RPM. I'll hold the brakes manually, depend on the parking brake. We'll run these up to the graphic display. Check the mags, so we'll go left. We'll see a slight rise and no drop. Over to the right, slight rise, no drop. That's what I'm looking for. Mainly it's the drop. Slight rise, no drop. No drop. RPM stay within limits. So mags are just overhauled, so they're really working really nice. Okay, pressures and temperatures are good again. We'll come on back to idle, do an idle check. And it still idles, which is good. Still think I got a little bit of a suction leak on the left side. And I'm going to bring these back over. Since I've adjusted the manifold pressure, I'm going to bring this and look at both manifold pressures on takeoff this time to see where they're at. And the left one was a little bit low. We'll see if they get if I can get them both up to 42 now. Okay, oil temp mags checked and gyro pressure checked again, and that's all good. So ready for takeoff, and I go over my green checklist, and I have one
question.
Yes.
So with your autopilot, is it normal when it comes up for it to be in the GA mode with the command bars up for takeoff?
Well, remember, a part of the checklist, one of those things was to press the takeoff go around button. And when you do that, it brings it up to the go-around position, or so it's takeoff and go-around. Now, if I hit control wheel steering, it goes away. So now it just synced it to the attitude that I'm at now. So if I want, for takeoff, I want it in the go-around takeoff position. So I'll press that button, it comes 9 degrees up.
That's the button on your throttle.
Button on the throttle.
right, so before takeoff, what's going to happen, I'm going to do another flow from left to right. And we're going to go through and put the icing on that we want. So we got the first block of displays all heat. So the prop heat's going to come on because we do have a possibility icing. Pitot heat will go on. The strobes will go on, and my pulse lights will go on. Boost pumps will go on. Mixture's full rich, and I'll double check the aux hydraulic arm one more time right before we go. Okay. Then we're going to switch over to tower. And then departure frequency, put this back up here where I can get at it, which is 128.5. I should know that by heart. And that's good and set. Put the flight plan back up here. And that's all I need. And let's see, let's get that outside of 10 miles. Let's bring that on out to 10 miles as well. Alright, we'll put ourselves in position for
Question before you call. If we lose an engine after the gear and the flaps come up, what's our path back to the runway?
We'll make a right downwind. Right back to the runway.
Okay, cool. I like it.
Okay. And with that in mind, before I call him, pre-takeoff briefing will be that we got lots of runway here, so if I lose an engine anywhere on that takeoff roll, I'll shut it down. If the wheels are still on the ground, we'll shut it down and stop. If we've lifted off and the wheels are still down, we're going to land. And if the wheels are up, we're going.
Sounds good.
All right. Paine Tower, Star 11, 111's ready for takeoff. 16 right at up 1.
Aerostar 11, 111, Paine Tower, Roger, stand by. Traffic show final, waiting your release.
111 standing by.
Did you say you already checked the DI stuff?
No, I didn't do it as part of this particular pre-flight, but it was part of the test. We checked it all yesterday.
Gotcha.
And I don't check that every single time.
Aerostar 111, runway 16 right, line up and wait.
Aerostar 111, line up and wait. 16 right. Okay, so that part of the check is done. So left to right, pumps on, lights on, heat's on, pulse lights are on, strobes are on. If it was nighttime, I would not turn the strobes on quite yet.
Takeoff 264 can take early.
Final looks clear.
264, the crosswind is approved, thanks. The crosswind for Aerostar 111, runway 16 right, clear for takeoff.
111, clear for takeoff, 16 right. And we'll come to a complete stop and run the engines on up. It's up there a little soft, sorry about that. Got them adjusted, how about that? So that's working good. Got full power, temperatures and pressures looking to be in the green. Sweet. Airspeed's alive. 60 knots. 80 knots, lighten the nose just a little bit. 95, we'll go ahead and bring the nose up, rotate. Brakes. Positive rate climb gear up. We got 110 knots, we'll go ahead and bring the flaps up. Aerostar 11, 111's with you out of 1500 from 2000.
Aerostar 11111, sail departure. radar contact. Climb and maintain 5,000.
I maintain 5,000, 111. Come on, there we go. Alright, that's set, so temperatures, pressure's good. I can come back to low on my boost pumps on this. Now we can check the boots here if we want while we're climbing out. Got those, that's all good.
Aerostar 111, turn right heading 270.
Right in 270, 111. CTAP in, 122, 170, or yep, 122, what is it, 975. Final approach course is 088, that is set. Light slope intercept is going to be at 3,500 feet at Okubi, however you say that. The airport elevation is 285 feet. Our decision height will be 220 feet off the ground, or 505. Just approach. Climb to 1,000 feet, then a climbing left turn to an altitude of 5,400, direct water. And that'll be nicely set up in our system, and no issues there.
It looks like a parallel entry on the hold.
Yep. Oh, that's what I was using.
Got it.
Turn left direct Yuxu, descend and maintain 5,000.
Direct Yuxu, descend and maintain 5,000, 111. So we're going to go direct, enter, and I'm going to put it in GPS steering as soon as that line changes. There we go. Boom. And we're going to go down to 5,000. Set that, take it out of altitude, hold, and we'll just shove it over to 1,000 feet a minute.
There's some surface winds on the water down there. See white caps.
Oh yeah, I'll bet there are. Okay, so we're direct Yuxu right now.
See that?
Now, did we activate the approach?
It's a 59 November.
That's another gotcha.
Airport.
So the way we can tell is I can go back to flight plan and I can see that the Yuxu intersection is below the approach bar. So I know that I have, since I'm going direct to an initial fix, the autopilot is, or the approach has been activated.
Right.
Now, if I get to somewhere else beyond Yuxu and I press activate approach again, it's going to take me back to Yuxu.
Yeah, we're still just almost 10 minutes out from Yuxu. Terminal will change to approach mode at the appropriate time.
Yep.